The former top lawyer in the Israeli military has been arrested, as a political showdown deepens over the leaking of a video that allegedly shows severe abuse of a Palestinian detainee by Israeli soldiers. Maj Gen Yifat Tomer-Yerushalmi resigned as the military advocate general of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, last week, saying that she took full responsibility for the leak. On Sunday, the story took a darker turn when she was reported as missing, with police mounting an hours-long search for her on a beach north of Tel Aviv. She was subsequently found alive and well, police said, but was then taken into custody. Israeli military's top lawyer resigns over leak of video allegedly showing abuse of Palestinian detainee. UN experts accuse Israel of sexual violence and genocidal acts in Gaza. Israeli protesters enter army base after soldiers held over Gaza detainee abuse. The fallout from the leaked video is intensifying by the day. Broadcast in August 2024 on an Israeli news channel, the footage shows reserve soldiers at the Sde Teiman military base in southern Israel taking aside a detainee, then surrounding him with riot shields to block visibility while he was allegedly beaten and stabbed in the rectum with a sharp object. The detainee was subsequently treated for severe injuries. 5 reservists were subsequently charged with aggravated abuse and causing serious bodily harm to the detainee. They have denied the charges and have not been named. On Sunday, 4 of the reservists wore black balaclavas to hide their faces as they appeared at a news conference outside the Supreme Court in Jerusalem along with their lawyers, who demanded the dismissal of their trial. Adi Kedar, a lawyer from the right-wing legal aid organization Honanu, claimed his clients were subject to a faulty, biased and completely cooked-up legal process. Anadolu via Getty Images file photo showing the entrance to Sde Teiman military base in the Negev Desert, southern Israel, January 10, 2025, Anadolu via Getty Images. The leaked surveillance video was filmed at the Sde Teiman military base in southern Israel. On Monday, it emerged the detainee at the center of the case was released to Gaza in October as part of an exchange with Hamas of convicted prisoners and detainees held without charge by Israel for hostages held by Hamas since October 7, 2023. Last week, a criminal investigation was launched into the leaking of the video. Gen Tomer-Yerushalmi was put on leave while the inquiry took place. On Friday, Defense Minister Israel Katz said she would not be allowed to return to her post. Shortly after that, Gen Tomer-Yerushalmi resigned. In her resignation letter, she said she took full responsibility for any material that was released to the media from the unit. I approved the release of material to the media in an attempt to counter false propaganda against the Army's law enforcement authorities, she said. That is a reference to efforts by some right-wing political figures in Israel to claim that the allegations of severe abuse of the Palestinian detainee had been fabricated. She added, "It is our duty to investigate whenever there is reasonable suspicion of acts of violence against a detainee." After her resignation, Katz issued a fierce condemnation of her conduct. "Anyone who spreads blood libels against IDF troops is unfit to wear the Army's uniform," he said. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu echoed his defense minister's words on Sunday, saying that the incident at Sde Teiman was, perhaps the most severe public relations attack that the State of Israel has experienced since its establishment. Hours later, the first reports began appearing in the Israeli media that Gen Tomer-Yerushalmi was missing, sparking fears that a political scandal had taken a turn towards tragedy. A massive search effort was launched. Several hours later, she was found, safe and in good health, in the coastal area of Herzliya, Israeli police said. Overnight, a police spokesperson announced that 2 people had been arrested on suspicion of leaking and other serious criminal offenses, as part of an investigation. Israeli media reported that the pair were Gen Tomer-Yerushalmi and the former chief military prosecutor, Kal Matan Solomash. Reuters' Israeli security forces search for Maj Gen Yifat Tomer-Yerushalmi after the former military advocate general of the Israel Defense Forces went missing in the coastal Herzliya area of Israel, November 2, 2025, Reuters. Israeli forces mounted an hours-long search for Gen Tomer-Yerushalmi when she went missing on Sunday. The Sde Teiman incident has been a lightning rod for the division between the left and right in Israel. On the right, the leaking of the video is denounced as a defamation of the Israeli military, all but amounting to an act of treason. After Israeli military police went to Sde Teiman to question 11 reservists over the incident in July 2024, far-right protesters, including